Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Local Lowdown podcast. We are located in South Central Texas. On this podcast, we do a weekly review of all the newspapers in Lavaca County, Texas, and also the Luling Newsboy and Signal located in Luling, Texas. After the reviews, we will have a conversation about different subjects all over the Lone Star State. Some of these things can get quite comical. Thanks for listening. And now, here are your hosts, Murray and Michelle.
Hello everybody, this is Murray back with you for this edition of the Local Lowdown podcast. This is for the 7th and 8th edition, January 2026, of all the issues of the papers in Lavaca County as well as the Luling Newsboy. And so let me say, we're back. And Michelle's here with me. What about it, Michelle?
Happy New Year.
All right.
Do you like 2026?
Well, I don't know yet. I hope it's better than the last one.
Oh, okay.
But we'll just have to wait and see. So, yeah, it's been 3 weeks, and I don't remember what we talked about before we had these 3 weeks.
No, but we're going to just make this amazing, so it doesn't matter.
Would it have been Thanksgiving? I think we talked about...
No, not Thanksgiving. That's like...
No, not Thanksgiving.
That'd be too far. The week before Christmas.
No, it was before Christmas. I don't know. I lost all track of time. Anyway, we've been gone 3 weeks, and...
Well, we technically haven't been gone. We just haven't been on the podcast.
Right.
We've been working really crazy,
Right.
like abnormal, not knowing when we're supposed to be at work, and deadlines were all crazy.
Yeah, me and Yashik working on Fridays when we normally don't.
It was all crazy.
All these early deadlines, they just drive you nuts. You lose all track of time. But we're going to go through these papers just quick. We're going to mention like front page, obituaries, and sports. And then we're going to go on. And so Michelle and I can kind of catch up and catch you up on what's been going on. So, with that being said, which one you want to start with?
Luling, because it's on top and I'm lazy and don't want to move stuff. Right?
All right, we're going to start with our friend Nicole Smith's newspaper, the Luling Newsboy and Signal. So what you got?
Well, we do have some sad news out in Caldwell County. There was a deputy that was executed at an Austin nightclub. It was called Rodeo. I'm pretty sure I'm getting that. Club Rodeo, yes. And so to the family and both his family at home and his family of the fellow constables and police officers, condolences for the life lost of Aaron Armstrong. A loss of life is never a way that we want to start off a paper. But really. We are sorry, and we will continue following the story and report on it the best we can. There was also a loss of homestead to a fire, so we wish those people the best in recovering from that. Good news, the Bobcats won, so eat 'em up Cats.
Yeah, they did. And they were in a bowl game, wasn't
they? They were. Yeah. It was the Armed Forces Bowl, and Nicole and her daughter covered that. So congrats to them. And their animal shelter in Luling also got a new supervisor.
Is that the first time that Texas State's been to a bowl game? Do you know?
No.
I've never heard of them being in one. Maybe they have. But anyway, congratulations to them, for sure.
You know who they play first next year, right?
Longhorns?
Yeah.
Boy, that'll be a bloodletting.
Yeah. Who are we going to go for? That's a rough one. We have one obituary for Eleanor Ruth Thornton Scott. Condolences to her family. Of course, you can always find the police report. In sports, a team from Australia has been traveling, and they played in Luling. And so read about their experiences and how that game went. And then Eric Lugo has his column, and you can see the Luling Eagles basketball team who played at the home of the Spurs, and see how they fared.
I see you got a big ad from
Octane Mineral Springs. Thank you to them.
That Palmetto State Park.
We appreciate your ad for sure.
Maybe.
Nicole has started something new.
Oh, yeah?
It's take a closer look. So she takes the pictures. Are you leaving?
No, go ahead.
Okay.
I'm just getting myself comfortable.
Oh, well, I hate that you weren't comfortable. Take a closer look is what it's called. And she takes a picture of some landmark, but it's not the full landmark. It's just a part of it in Luling. And you could call our office here to guess where that is.
Oh, all right.
So last week, Ms. Barbara Clark was the first person to call in for that. Again, we thank our ads, and so the Luling Chamber of Commerce and Marita's Snacks. And we did have a mistake, and we corrected it, but we always are thankful. And so to Cindy Gonzalez last week, we put her as Cindy Martinez, and there is a Cindy Martinez. We didn't just totally make stuff up, but we thank her for being gracious on our mistake.
All right. So that's the Luling paper,
That
and now
is.
we're going to go over to the Yoakum Herald Times and see what, Allison, and what's that other lady's name?
Nadine,
yeah. Let's see what they got going on.
So this appears in I know a couple of our papers, maybe all of them. There was a dense fog accident. So the
Right.
accident was definitely caused by the foggy conditions. And so Jimmy talks about the accident, but he also reminds you how to drive safely in that. Just overall, Murray and I want to tell you, slow down in fog.
Exactly.
There's no place that you have to be so much that you need to risk your life or the life of others.
That happened over around Sulphur Park. Is that where it was? That's between Shiner and Moulton, I believe.
You know, if I read some of these stories, that would help, but I didn't, so I'm not sure.
Well, we've been busy.
Highway 95 and Farm Road 430, so it could be, yes. Also, there's a new police officer in Yoakum, so welcome to him, and thank him for taking on that service or that duty.
You bet.
Clayton Kelly talks about the city of Yoakum that lifted a ban and more information on one of their meetings. Jimmy covers sports and all of the stuff for the past, looking back on 2025 at what happened. They have 3 obituaries: Evelyn Marsh, Kermit Teeley, and Juanita Duran. Condolences, of course, to their families.
You bet.
They are having their livestock show on the 9th and 10th, which is this weekend. So we want to thank all the advertisers who supported our ability to list the exhibitors and the schedule, and go out and support them at the show. Again, it's the 9th and 10th. We have basketball in full swing, and the Yoakum cheerleaders are going to be traveling next week, and I'm pretty sure Hallettsville and Shiner, it's the same competition, but it's the UIL cheerleading competition.
Oh, sure.
And so their showcase is listed when you can go see their show locally before they travel that. And it is the last chance to get in the special section for the Yoakum honoring the state championship football team.
You have a deadline on that, or do you know offhand?
I don't know, but ASAP.
Right.
ASAP. And we have some classifieds. As always, we say, I don't know what we say.
Yeah, we say you might just find something that you didn't know you needed.
There you are.
All right.
All right. Hallettsville Tribune Herald.
Oh, yeah, it's the flagship.
Yeah, looking good. Looking good.
Oh, yeah. We
I
got a beauty queen on the
we
front
do,
page.
and it's Miss Darlene Apple. And we thank Darlene for coming by. We realized, or Chucky had said, that she was the first Miss Hallettsville, and it so happens it was about 50 years ago. So we decided to see if she would come by and tell us a little bit about her time and hold the crown. She couldn't find a picture of when she was actually crowned, and the one that we pulled up in the archives would not have printed well. But she said she got dressed up. Now, she came in the day before, and I think she looked as pretty the day before as she did when she came in.
Oh, yeah.
But she did say she got dressed up, and we took this picture. And we're excited to see who's going to wear that crown this year. And so the 3 candidates vying for it are listed underneath. And that scholarship pageant is this Saturday. We also had a local drug dealer who took a guilty plea, so read about that. And we had another accident here in Hallettsville that shut down and blocked the traffic on South Main. I will also say this just because we've had several calls about the accident that happened yesterday. It was a tragic accident which did result in a loss of life for the person that was airlifted. We do not have any further information than what you may have seen on Facebook or heard around. We have not received the police report yet, but look in our next week's paper for what we could do.
Car accident.
Correct.
And then there was another, probably be in next week's paper, drug dealer.
Yes, another arrest or court conclusion. All of that. Sentencing, yes, that's it. We have an obituary for Frank Elo Pavlicek. And so we offer his family condolences as well. Jimmy told some of us happy birthday and happy anniversary. Now, do you want to let them guess who had which, or you want to talk about that later?
No, that's all right.
Let's just say that someone on this podcast celebrated a birthday and someone celebrated an anniversary.
Yeah, and it was on the same day.
On the same day.
Thank you for getting married on my birthday.
Oh, there it is. You're very welcome.
All right.
That's the only reason we chose that day, Murray.
Oh, yeah, I know it is.
And so we have some sports, of course, lots of basketball going on, and some soccer. Chucky was at a soccer tournament this morning, so look for more of that coverage in next week's paper. And congrats to the athletes of the week, and we're happy to provide you a little insight to meet those athletes that are working hard and support them if you get a chance. We have a column by Murray Montgomery.
Oh, yeah.
And it's called From Civil War to Cattle Trails, the saga of Richard J. Clark, which that is his tombstone picture.
Yeah, Mr. Clark is buried in a Speak Cemetery where a lot of my family are resting. And his story is a mighty exciting one. To me, you could have made a movie out of it, the things that he did. So hopefully you folks that like local history, maybe you'll check that out.
And excited to be able to fit in birthdays this week, and happy birthday to all of those. Please understand when that does not go in the paper, it is because we do not have room, not because we don't wish you all a happy birthday.
Exactly.
The rest of the contestants for Junior Miss, Little Miss, and Young Miss are in the paper on the back page, so check them out. And again, go support them if you get a chance. Larry talks about the drought, because I guess there is one, right? And we want to always thank Gonzalez Healthcare.
And I believe that the burn ban is still in effect. I believe.
No, it's lifted.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Okay. Well,
we don't have one right now.
Good.
Molten. The Molten Eagle.
The Molten Eagle. Clayton Kelly with 2 E's has a story about the finance rating for the Molten Independent School District. We've got a big picture of the accident in the fog, and Jimmy's a little write-up on that. And then Jimmy has a little story in there about the Texas State Championship straight domino tournament is coming to Hallettsville, I guess KC Hall.
And Chuck had a rude joke about it.
Oh, well.
I don't want to talk about it.
No, we don't want, no. He tends to get nasty sometimes.
I know. Ugh, Chuck.
Other than that, he's a sweet little devil.
Yeah, devil. Devil is the key word.
What else we got in there, Michelle?
Let's see. You have some sports, of course. And then, why do you have a different column in your paper?
That'll be yours next week.
Oh, okay. It's the legend of Chipita's ghost.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a spooky story, which should have saved for Halloween, I guess. But anyway, look about Chipita, and she was an actual person, and she wound up being hanged, and they say her ghost still lingers around the place where she died. So check it out.
Have you seen the ghost?
No, I haven't, but I have seen ghosts, but most of them that I saw were in Brazoria County.
Oh.
So I definitely believe in ghosts. I can't help it. I'll see them.
You gotta do what you gotta do.
That's
And
it.
I will say that the only reason I left out Murray's beautiful picture is because originally Murray's story was going on my obituary page, and I thought that could get people a little upset or confused.
It probably makes a lot of them happy.
And then I forgot to add it back in, so sorry about that.
No problem.
But you would never ever want people to think you died before you actually did.
No matter how many wish.
No one wishes. We do have 2 obituaries in Moulton for Victor Adolf Molineski and Evelyn Marsh, which was also, I think, in the Yoakum paper.
Right.
You had an employee of the month. We're not going to tell you who it is. You got to go look it up. Look it up. And find out all the details of the upcoming livestock show in Moulton. Ads will go in for that, and you'll see the exhibitors. Maybe next week or the following? When is the show?
It might be next week.
I think so.
Yeah.
I think it is. So.
Alrighty. And we got the big ad from Gonzalez Healthcare. We certainly appreciate that.
And now the Shiner Gazette. The Shiner Gazette. Clayton did a story on the Rose Parade where the band director from Shiner Catholic School, Mr. Heck, put on a heck of a show.
All right. A little play on words there.
Yeah, a little bit. And then Clayton also reported on the city council meeting that was held last Monday. If you need you some chicken soup, go get that.
Weed Hall.
And she also has the rec and the domino championship on the front page and information on that. She has the cheerleaders from St. Paul who already had participated in their championships, and they placed 3rd. We have 2 obituaries. Again, in Shiner, we have Victor Molineski and Daryl Colick. So condolences to their family. Thanks again to Gonzalez Healthcare and Octane Mineral Springs. Some sports. The accolades for the Lady Comanches are in the paper. And then we have some basketball that was played over the Christmas holidays. Some Meet the Athlete pictures still going on. And we thank those advertisers. Sage Capital Bake, thank them for their ad. And Chippy Taylor, who had made the front page of the Shiner paper back when he had passed away, a story on him, has now got his own day in Shiner, Texas. Condolences still to his family, because I know that's been really hard, but thank you to the Shiner City Council and the city for honoring a man that deserved the honor very much. Now we get to talk yay. My favorite part. What are we talking about?
You told me you had plenty to talk about.
I always have plenty to talk about.
So you always want me to start it off?
Yeah, because I don't know how to start
this is something I've been thinking about, was our website, LaVacaCountyToday.com. And we were talking the other day about how many people subscribe to it. And I just want to encourage people that maybe are not aware of that service, that you can get your paper online usually the day it comes out.
Yeah, the morning of usually.
Yeah, so. And I don't have the rates in front of me, but you can check it out. Michelle, you might know.
I don't know just for online subscription. I don't know that cost, but I know that it is included with every paper subscription, and most paper subscriptions start at $50. So if they
subscribe to the paper, they just automatically...
It's included. Okay. And so you just have to sign up for it. And it is great, because I do know that sometimes people say, oh, the printing is so bad, or they often want to say the pictures are so bad. It is definitely not the pictures. Yeah. For most of us, we work very hard. Murray and I know in particular, work very hard to get the best quality picture that we can, whether we're trying to fix it to print well or it was taken and it's just great. I cannot tell you how lucky Luling is to have Nicole, who takes incredible pictures.
Exactly.
But we do have to go to a printer, and once it goes to the printer, it doesn't ever turn out as good as it looks online.
We have no control over it. Once it leaves here, we have no control over the quality of the printing.
We just say bye-bye.
Or how the pictures look. Well, that's true. And that's just the way it is. the thing about getting on the website, you get to see it as it is before it goes to the printer. And
it is much better.
It's much better, much better. So
We
I just would
encourage
encourage you, and I've had people tell me that, well, perhaps their mom or their grandmother or older people aren't able to navigate that website. Well, it wouldn't take you younger people 5 minutes to show them how to do it. So keep that in mind.
Yeah, it's pretty
That'd be
simple.
a good gift for a person, like anniversary or whatever. But I don't know. I hate to see it being kind of underused when it's there.
And for those who have trouble seeing, you can make it larger, the print.
Right.
So then it even appears in our paper. So.
Right.
So that is good. That was a good plug.
Well, that's just, I think sometimes we get so involved in talking about other things that maybe we leave that out. Also, we make every effort to put breaking news stories on our Facebook pages as well as the website. So I know that this week that I put several about the drug dealers and all, that I posted them on our newspaper Facebook pages. And so just keep an eye out on the Facebook pages, for all the newspapers have them, and this website. I think you'll get more out of it by going that route. So that's all I got on that. What you got?
Well, I want to know what your New Year's resolution is.
I don't make them because
wouldn't be nice to Michelle.
I'll break them. No, it won't be nice to Michelle or Henry Joe Yachi.
Well, definitely, man. You and Henry are getting it this week.
Well, some people don't have patience, and I thought I did, but maybe I don't.
No, maybe not. Well, let me tell you, when you weren't here yesterday, so something happened in Henry's column. And it doesn't have a trivia question. It has a quote. And so when Ani asked Henry what's the answer to the trivia question, he said an answer. But that question is not in the paper. And so he tells us, and I said, that's not right. And I said, I don't understand the question even. And he goes, well, something got wrong in the paper. And
the computer did something to it.
Yeah. And I said, well, I just went, look, that's the town chatter in the folder. And he's, yeah, something's wrong. And I said, well, how is it wrong? Like, who got it wrong? Well, Murray did something.
Yeah, buddy.
And I said, well, I think you wrote it, Henry. I think it's you this time. I try. But it was you, Murray.
Yeah, well.
I don't know what you did. So, whatever it is, do not call in an answer. If you think you're confused when you're reading it, you are not confused. It is what it is.
And believe me, it was Yashek's fault.
Yes, and we will make sure, I will read it before I put it in, that the question is in there. Oh, and Jimmy gave him the question, he said. But I was like, but that's not the question in the paper.
Jimmy gave him something. I forget what it was about, but it was something that we know that people go online and look up the answers.
Yeah, this one may be a little hard.
I would probably do the same thing, but we try to come up with stuff that maybe would be a little harder for them to look up. But I don't know. When I got it, it was complete and whatever.
Yeah.
But I didn't check it over to be sure that...
So we do know that Henry's New Year's resolution is not taking credit for what he's done wrong. That has not changed.
No.
It is never Henry Joe's fault. And most of the time, the little fella is so cute that it's not his fault. But.
Yeah, well, you try to overlook it sometimes.
Yeah. And y'all went on a ride together.
Yeah, he took me home. My wife and I have got down to one car, we've got one car now, and so when she needs a car and I'm working, blah, blah, blah. So the other day, she had kept the car, and it was time for us to get off work. And being the nice old boy that I am, rather than call her and have her drive out here, because Henry and I were leaving at the same time, I said, little fella, can you give me a ride? Oh, yeah. So we go out there and get in that little new red truck he's got. And Murray can't get in it. Murray's too stiff and can't raise his leg that high. Of course, here's a man that's 5 years older than me, bounces up in it like it was a playground. But anyway, yeah, we drove off together.
Into the sunset.
Into the sunset, we rode off. And my cowboy hat wouldn't fit on my head in there. I had to take it off.
So much went wrong.
It was a terrible thing. And then I couldn't find the seat belt. And I don't know. It was a trip.
But y'all survived.
And then he couldn't find my house.
What?
He drives by the about 1,000,000 times. And we were going, he said, that's it. I said, no, that ain't it. It's 3 more houses down. Oh, that's it. Yeah, that's it. So, but we made it.
And we have a tradition that we encourage everyone. We're trying to cross the road, and so we got Henry across this week. Sometimes people just bow out and take it to the right.
I'll tell you what, sometimes it's so bad out there, I don't even fight it. I turn and go around the side street. But I think Henry Joe knows people are watching him, and he wants to take a chance.
Yeah, that could be dangerous. I don't know if we should encourage that kind of behavior.
You know, people stand at the window and holler, "Go Henry!" and
Go Henry. I love a good cheering Henry fest.
Oh, yeah.
So that's kind of our new traditions of the year.
Well,
Clayton gave up eating. Oh, wait. That's what Chuck said, and that didn't happen. Mine is budget diet again.
All right.
And that means that, yes, I'm trying to eat less, but I'm also trying to eat out less. It's been all right. I'm not going to say I've done great, but I've done better. I found Grab and Go has the best new burgers in town.
Yeah, I've eaten there once or twice. They do have good ones. But how about Chuck Groff? Do you think he has a New Year's resolution?
No, well, if he did, he broke them all. He's still cussing like a sailor.
Maybe he needs to feed that cat a little more often.
Yeah, you called it a skunk, Murray.
He looked like a damn skunk. He had that picture. And I still think that cat's got a brother in my neighborhood.
You think?
Because there's a cat that's just as ugly as he is, looks just like him. And every time I step out the back door, he's there, like he's wanting something to eat. And I don't feed him, because
that's sad, Murray.
if you pet him, you'd never get rid of him.
Maybe you need a pet cat.
Not yet.
Well, Chuck has a pet cat, and although Murray's saying he has a brother, we are still not sure.
Nobody's turned him upside down yet.
Whatever. I'm getting tired of not knowing, I will say that.
Well, maybe you need to go out there and check him
Well,
out.
what have I done? I have told him I would. I've threatened him. But I haven't been out there
You better
yet.
check him before that chicken hawk or that coyote
I don't know
gets
that chicken hawk can get him anymore. That's a big old cat. Big old cat.
I don't know. Do you think Annie made a New Year's resolution?
Probably not. She didn't tell me about it. If she did.
Well,
We went to Ani's for New Year's Eve.
Annie probably don't have anything that needs to be.
Oh,
correct.
God. Let's move on before we get too deep into that. SHI, Finish it yourself. Cal was playing soccer this morning, though.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and I was hearing he was doing pretty good. Maybe I'll go watch. Cal is Ani's son. I always have to say who these people
Yeah,
are.
that's the thing. We start talking about it, and
We forget.
Henry Joe Yashik is
The cutest little fella you'll ever meet.
but other than that, he is supposed to send me a copy for the newspaper. And anyway, sometimes there's discrepancy.
There's some errors in it.
But
His computer's possessed. I mean, we know that.
that computer does everything bad.
Yeah.
Like when his mouse is connected to my computer, it's that computer's fault.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. We might have some ghosts or some aliens from outer
Some
space
stuff that goes on here. It
that
does.
got into that computer, because it isn't him.
No, definitely
It's
not
that damn
Henry's fault.
computer, and I don't know what we're going to do with it.
And we didn't talk about Henry's bandages are all off from his little fall.
You sure we didn't talk about
I don't think so. And, like, there is no scar. Like, his face is perfect.
Well,
just like it was before.
Well, I guess I better reserve comment on that. I know I remember telling him when he was giving me a lot of crap that if he thought them bumps on his head was bad then, they keep it up. But, yeah, there's some screaming going on Tuesday, but
just a little.
It irons out for a little while, and then next week, here it is back again.
Monday's the more pleasant day. Some pleasantries.
How about Clayton Kelly with 2 E's? What's he been up to?
Well, I don't know. I don't know. I heard, and he still doesn't know how I heard, but I heard he was enjoying some refreshments at the brewery.
Yeah, I kind of had a talk with him about him being the representative from Moulton.
Yeah.
To be careful, how he presented himself.
That is true. So I know he did that. His sister got engaged, so congratulations to her. And she graduated. So she's doing lots of things. Clayton, I don't know. I don't know about Clayton.
Did I tell you that I was going to become a nomad?
Yeah, well, you didn't tell them, but you sure told me.
Yeah. Yeah, I've been watching this show on YouTube called Cheap RV Living. And then people call themselves nomads that go off and they live in their vehicles and all that and save a whole lot of money. And what I have found to be unusual is how many of those people are middle-aged to elderly women traveling by themselves. Well, they always have a dog. But
so you'd have to get you a dog.
Well, I don't care a lot for cats either, but I might get a cat if I was a nomad because you wouldn't have to worry about a big stinking dog trying to get in bed with you. A cat, little kitty. I wouldn't get one like Chuck Groff's got, but
Okay, so you're going to be a nomad and
yeah,
you're going to get a cat.
Henry and I, we had planned on when our time comes to ease out of society, that we were talking about if we had to go to a nursing home facility. And I don't know that we could share a room because I'd probably kill him. But I told him, I said, you need to be in the bed by the hall because you like to talk and you like to see what's going on. And I said, I'll get by the window. And then I'll have a big curtain between us where I don't have to look at
So basically how your office sits right now.
Kind of like now, yeah. But, and then the same thing was going to happen if we both became nomads. We'd have to get a big vehicle because I don't think we'd make it in a little bitty van. There'd be a lot of 911 calls probably if we did that. But, yeah, I've been thinking about it. That nomad life looks pretty good to me, but I can't seem to talk my wife into it. Now, I don't understand that, but I don't know. She doesn't like the lack of facilities.
So you don't have a bathroom?
Well, the guy that owns the website, he uses a 5-gallon bucket.
Yeah, help me out.
I didn't know it, but you could go to Walmart and you can buy these toilet seats that will fit on top of a 5-gallon bucket. And that's what he does.
And then you dig a hole or what?
Well, it goes into a plastic bag. Now, what they do with it after that, I don't really know, nor do I want to.
What if it has a hole in the back?
Oh, that'd be terrible.
I'm just not thinking.
You don't think you could be a nomad?
Do you use toilet paper at least?
Well, I'm sure you do. You think Gilbert could be a nomad?
No. Well, sooner than me, but no. No, because he doesn't sleep like in anything outside-ish. So even if the truck was just parked outside.
So Gilbert don't go camping?
Oh, no. You would sooner get me camping. When we had to go camping for Girl Scouts, luckily we only went to Splashway, and I slept inside the cabin in the bed, but he wouldn't even go with that. I mean, it was Girl Scouts, so I was forced, but...
So Gilbert don't like to camp?
No. It's Girl Scout cookie time, though, Murray.
I wonder if anybody's going to ask me to buy any.
Yeah, how many do you want? There's a new flavor.
Oh, yeah?
I'll try to remember to bring them on Monday.
Well, I like that mint. And
Yeah.
that one's got like coconut in it.
Yeah, that's the Caramel Delight.
Yeah, I like that. But I'm not ordering right now.
Yeah, well, I have them for a
Just
while.
bring plenty of samples.
Okay, I'll try.
What else you got?
Henry said he'd buy some.
Oh,
Thank
yeah,
God.
you know he will.
Well, I've been seeing a lot on TikTok. If you know you were raised by 80 parents, like parents of the 80s, if there's like certain things that were said. And so I think it's funny, and I may put some questions up on our Facebook page because you technically would be the 80s parent, and I was the 80s kid, right?
Probably so.
Because
Yeah.
your daughters are about my age, and you're about my parents' age.
Yeah.
So one of them, and this one, like, I still tend to want to tell my kid this, is when you put the light on in the car that you'll get stopped by the cops. That is not true.
Who told you that?
My parents, your parent, you didn't tell your kids that?
No.
You lie. I'm going to have to call your kids. And if you chew gum, 7 years. 7 years it takes to digest. Also, buzzer. Not true.
Wow.
Did you tell your kids that?
No.
Well, maybe you didn't talk to your children. Is that the problem? What about sitting too close to the TV?
Yeah, I might have mentioned that one.
You'll go blind?
Yeah.
Or if you make that face too much, it'll stay like that? Those are all lies,
Or if
Murray.
you cross your eyes at me.
Yes! That's a lie, Murray!
If you cross your eyes at me, they'll stick
Yes.
until somebody knocks the hell out of you, then they'll come undone.
Well, I don't know if I ever heard that part of it, but also, lie. Lie, lie, lie. And
What?
if you go outside with your hair wet, you do not get a cold. A cold is a virus.
Now, you can't go swimming right after you ate.
Yeah, that's a lie too, huh?
I don't know.
I haven't heard that one, if it's a lie or not.
They
but
never slowed me
we need to
down.
look at that. So I'm going to put, what are some lies your parents told you? Like, why do parents lie?
Well, they just want the best for you. They want you to stay
And
out
that
of
carrots
trouble.
help your eyesight? That's bullshit, isn't it?
Well, have you talked to a rabbit lately?
I haven't.
I'll tell you a
talked to
little
one.
story about this good friend of mine. He's deceased now, but he had a daughter about the age of mine, and she was like going on a date. And so this guy roared, that the guy she was going with, he roared up in the driveway and he honked his horn. Toot, toot. She started for the door, and my friend said, "No, you ain't going out there." "Well, he's here." "I don't give a damn if he's here or not." Toot, toot. So my friend gets up and he goes outside. And he walks up to the car window and he knocks on the window. "Yes, sir. Can I help you?" "Well, I'm here to pick so-and-so up." He said, "You pick her up when you come out and knock on the door. When you sit out here and honk, you get me." And that was the story. But I remember...
And the last date.
I remember, too, we lived on a block in Gonzales where there was 4 houses on that block, and 3 of them had teenage daughters. And I had 3. House next door had a couple. House down the street had a couple. And on football night, home games, that street was buzzing. Boys coming, picking them up, blah, blah. Well, I had a big porch we had a big old-timey house with a big front porch, and had a swing on the end of it. And the swing was kind of back in the dark, and back in those days I smoked cigars. And I had to laugh at this boy. He's a grown man now. And I saw him one time, he said, "You know, Mr. Montgomery," he said, he was dating one of my daughters, he said, "I think you come over there to pick her up," and I'd always look on that porch to see if I could see that red glow of that cigar. Because I knew you was sitting in there watching me. I said, "You're right, son, I was."
That's cute.
But it's, raising kids is something else. Especially in those years when they're teenagers, because mine were 2 of them were in the band, one of them was in the flag corps, one of them was head drum major, and on Friday night on those home games, they always had a dance or they had something to go to. So that little street was jumping back then. But they're all gone now.
Just like you're in Henry Street now. It's always hopping.
Yeah.
Parties going on.
Yeah, that's down in, I don't get to go into gated communities very often. Every now and then. You have to get a pass from Yashik to,
Go
that you can
his neighborhood is not gated.
so that you can show it to the gate guard where he'll let you in.
He's lying. I just want you to know, Henry does not live. I don't even. Is there a gated community in Hallettsville?
Not that I know of.
It's not.
Of course, they wouldn't let me in if there was.
It's definitely not. Ridiculous.
Well, what else you got before we cut this off?
Is that about it? Is this going to be my last thing? Yeah. I do just want to say and send my condolences to the family again of Daryl Collick. I did know them pretty well, and I think one of the things that, sometimes death is shocking. Sometimes it brings you to new revelations, and the revelation I got is I saw Daryl the most at Bees when I got a drink, and on all of when Kim, his wife, posted that he had passed, so many comments were, including my husband commented on several separate different times that he'd miss seeing him at Bees because he was so friendly. And so those things matter so much when you're somewhere out and sometimes you're just tired and you're maybe cranky, but giving someone else a smile and saying hi and asking how your day was, he was always there to have a conversation when he was. And I do know he's been suffering with some different illnesses for a while. So he may have not always felt the best, but you would have never known it. He brightened many people's days. And so remember that you can brighten someone's day. And I'm thankful that our paths have crossed so many times that way. And again, to his family, I know that's a hard loss to take.
You bet. You bet. It's death is a bad thing. And you never know. It doesn't make any difference how old you are.
No, it doesn't.
I had a little brother that's, he's deceased now. But he was diagnosed with pancreatic cancer years ago. And they gave him just several months to live. Well, 20 years later, he was still alive.
Wow.
He's gone now, but it wasn't from that. It was from another type of cancer. But anyway, I never will forget. He lived out at Settine, and he was a bachelor then, and had a nice little house, a couple acres of land, was just happy as hell. And he was a very religious person. You wouldn't know it by talking to him, but inside he was. And I'd go out there because I'd shoot my guns out there and whatever, and we'd have a lot of talks. And after he survived that pancreatic cancer, he had his whole demeanor changed. Before, he was a lot like me, that he might gripe if somebody did this or did that. But after that, I'd come out there and maybe I'd start griping about somebody. Maybe it was Yashik, hell, I don't know. But I'd be griping about somebody, and my brother would say, "Now, Murray, you don't know what that guy's going through. You don't know the things that he might be facing right now." And I thought about it. That's true. That's true.
Is.
And, also speaking to people. We've had so much controversy and so much division in this country. And so many people hollering racist, I think a lot of times when that's not true. But I've noticed that if you go into a place or a store and maybe you see somebody that maybe looks away from you, like they don't expect you to say anything to them, or maybe they think that you don't think much of them. If you say hello or how's it going, they just brighten up.
Yep.
They brighten up. And, but you're right. That's a good philosophy to have. I know one of my best friends was a pastor down in Angleton, and was a good man. And just did everything for everybody. Was very active. And he was 47, and he was shopping, and just bam, he was gone. And he had been my pastor when we got married, and so you never know. And so I try to tell people that maybe they're having squabbles in their family, that this life can be mighty short. You know, it can be long too, but it can also be mighty
Yeah,
short.
you don't know.
And you don't want to leave. You don't want to leave somebody under harsh circumstances.
Right. That's why you should always tell Henry you love him before you
Yeah,
leave.
well, I try my best.
Okay.
But,
Well,
but
I know
when I
I
do,
do.
then he blames me for his town chat.
That's right.
But no, I think that you make a good point, Michelle, and I think people. I know that after Charlie Kirk was assassinated, my whole demeanor changed some. I got closer to the Bible than I've been in years, because he was definitely a good man. And out of the clear blue sky, you know, just bam, split second and he's gone.
It's great. I just kept thinking when I was reading that Facebook post, what a great way to be remembered. Like, I know it sounds weird to say, oh, we're going to miss seeing and talking to him at bees and stuff, but just think how many lives he touched or how many days he brightened someone's worlds.
Right.
Brighten someone day. Talk to him. Words are simple.
And you probably never watched It's a Wonderful Life.
No, because you could die watching it.
It's a story has a message, but the one I like is like, I think everybody has times when they feel down. I know I do, and I know everybody else does too. But in this particular story, this guy had not his fault, but he lost everything he had, and he had so many friends. He was probably a lot like the person you're talking about, that he had helped so many people in that little town over the years that when he really got in trouble and really needed help, here come all these people because he had friends. And the old angel left him a note that after he got all right and the angel went back to heaven, he said, always remember that no man is a loser who has friends.
That's a good one, Murray. That is a good one.
You bet.
And I'm glad you told me so much about that movie, because I do want to explain to people that I don't even know. It was probably 10, 15 years ago, maybe longer now, that someone I knew very young had a massive heart attack and died in his recliner right before Christmas watching the movie It's a Wonderful Life.
Is that right?
And I can't imagine like that correlation, and so I'm not watching the movie. But I'm glad that you had told me
I'm going to tell
about
you
it.
what, people, for I don't know how many years, my kids were little, I had talk about New Year's resolution, I had a law, every Christmas you're going to watch that movie. And now to this day, some of them in their 50s,
They still
they
watch
go
it.
watch it. In
That's
fact,
sweet.
in Seguin and around that area, they do it on a screen
Wow.
where people can go sit in a park and watch it. But you have to watch it. You can't be distracted. You know, you can't. You have to sit there and watch it, and you'll get that message. And
I'm just so scared.
it's a good.
I don't want to go out that way.
Well, being as we turned our podcast into gloom and doom, I guess we better say our goodbyes. What you got?
All right. Well, have a great weekend. Doing whatever you're doing. I'm following my daughter around. It's back to doing that. So there's my life for the weekend. But whatever you do, hey, maybe I'll make some food. Who knows?
Yeah, that'd be good. Well, all right, folks, goodbye, and we're glad that we're back, and we're glad we survived those 3 times that we was here.
Yeah.
After all this talk, I'm scared to go home. But anyway, folks, God bless all of you, and thank you for listening, and we will see you next week. Goodbye, everybody.
Bye.